This is my Apple Silicon M4-Powered 2002 iMac G4. And well, based on some of your advice after the last video, I've designed some 3D printable internal structure to make this thing a bit safer. And while we're in there, I think we'll hot rod this thing a bit. It's the final form of the iMac G4 M4, so stay tuned. And if you enjoy taking the old and the new, and I hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel. So a quick recap on this thing if you haven't seen it before. This started life as a 2002 iMac G4 20-inch with a totally dead logic board. Using an incredible aftermarket board from Juicy Crumb, we turned this thing into an HDMI compatible monitor. And then we stuffed the guts from a brand new Mac Mini M4 inside the chassis. And we've turned this into pretty much my dream computer. And it works great. It's a seamless experience, and using this thing really feels like using the 20-year-old Power Mac G4, just an order of magnitude more powerful. But after the last video, you all had some very helpful suggestions about how to better mount the M4 Mini guts inside this thing. And well, let me just show you, because if you're doing a similar build, this will probably help you out too. Okay, so there are two things that I'd like to accomplish inside of this today. The most important of which is to isolate the Mac Mini G4's power supply, and then I would like to do away with some of this cable nightmare in here. Specifically, I'd like to not have two power cords coming out of the back of this thing. Instead, I'd like to tap into the power cables from the original iMac G4's power supply and use that to also power the Mac Mini. So when we power on the Juicy Crumb, it will power on the Mac Mini, and there will only be one power cord hanging out the back of this thing, instead of two, which is ridiculous. So first step, I'm going to measure these screw posts here, and then we'll head on over to Tinkercad to try to fabricate something to fit. Right after this quick word about today's sponsor, Nixie. Nixie was kind enough to send me some goodies to use here with my frankenmac. This is the Striker Retro Mechanical Keyboard, and I really like it quite a lot. They've actually printed the Mac keys on the front of the keycaps, and the customizable pixel square is glorious. Of course, Nixie is famous for their excellent Nintendo Switch Joy-Con replacement controllers. The Hyperion Pro here is so much more comfortable. It's fully compatible and slots right onto your Switch, and honestly, I can never go back to stock at this point after using an actually ergonomic controller. Not to mention the lovely buttons and Hall effect joystick. Just look at this amazing GameCube-inspired controller. Totally compatible. Hall effect joystick is amazing. Shoulder pads are gloriously clicky. This thing has interchangeable joystick rings and two advanced gaming buttons here with on-the-fly mapping. Yeah, this is now my preferred way to play Nintendo Switch. If you want to level up your controller situation, don't miss the Nixie Christmas event. You can enjoy 12% off site-wide. So check out the link down in my description below, and thanks again Nixie for sponsoring today's video. Alright, check it out. I have designed a square, and these holes are pretty much in the right spot. I put a little arrow here so we know which way this needs to point. The arrow will point forward. Okay, so here is what I've come up with. It is a very thin sheet with a little reinforcement and an arrow pointing up. That goes to the front of the computer, and it fits on over top of the Mac Mini using the original screw holes. And then we can just put some washers on here to hold it in place. And then I've made these little angle brackets here, which tie into these screw holes up here, which are unused. So what I'm going to do is super glue these in place. And then this will mostly hold this in place, at least a lot better than just leaving it dangling in there with double-sided tape. And while we're in here, I want to replace the original fan with an RGB fan because, just because. So let me extract the Mac Mini from the double-sided tape. Uh-oh. Look at that. It's actually not going anywhere. I'm gonna call that mounted. Okay, and the last thing I want to do here is actually the thing I am most nervous about. I want to tap into these two wires here to power the Mac Mini as well as the display from the one input here. So we only have to have one plug going into the back of this thing. All right, I'm gonna sacrifice this old 2-prong power cable here and I guess give the caveat of maybe don't try this part at home. So this right here is just an EMI filter, and one wire goes to ground on the chassis here, and the other two wires go up to this connector, which then powers the display. So if we splice in here, we should be able to power the Mac Mini no problem. Yeah, I will worry about soldering these together once we know that this actually works. Or maybe I'll forget and just leave it like this with twisties forever. All right, we now have a proper mounting and isolation solution. We have an RGB fan, which is very important. And we have single cord power tapped off of the input tap for the original iMac G4. One cord in the back. I think it's time to put this thing back together and cross our fingers that it works. All right, well, let's hope I haven't turned our Macintosh into a spark station. All right, turning on power. No explosions. It chimes! And here it is, our M4-powered iMac G4 in its final form with one cable coming out the back instead of two, and it works great. We've got Steam, we've got Spotify, we have all of our favorites on this beautiful relic of the early 2000s. This is definitely my favorite computer right now. Man, the M4 is just so frickin' powerful. Oh, one tiny mistake. While the fan does work, unfortunately, the light is not glowing through the top. I think I need to get a less complicated RGB fan in there, so I guess I'll have to pull this apart at least one more time. But man, that fan is quiet. In any event, if you decide you want to embark on this kind of project yourself, I'll leave the links down below to everything you'll need, well, except for the old iMac G4, and I will definitely upload my 3D models so you can print out that internal structure yourself. But that'll do it for this update video. If you enjoy this kind of project, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more stuff like this, please subscribe down below. And thank you very much for watching. And I just want to give a very special thank you to all of my Patreon supporters and channel members. Thank you so much, each and every one of you, for supporting me and supporting this channel and all the weird stuff I do. I am so very grateful, and I just could not do this without you.